Hey guys, today's video is a plant tour, but I am only going to be showing you the plants that I currently have inside of my bedroom. Currently I have 14. I have some over here by my window, and then I also have some back here. I only have propagations back here except my pothos, so yeah. I'm going to start by showing you all my propagations back here. So on top of this shelf I have all my propagations and my pothos. Here I also do have these grow lights. You can set them for 4 hours, 12 hours, and 16 hours. It has adjustable brightness, and you can change between blue, red, and both. Blue lights aid in stem and leaf strength, and the red lights help with flowering and fruit growth. Here I have 5 propagations. On my window area I have 2 more. Right here I have a pothos cutting. It has some roots here, but I'm gonna wait until they get a little longer to plant them. Here I have an inch plant propagation. These have a little roots on them. This one is a new pothos propagation, so it doesn't have any roots yet. This is another inch plant propagation. It does have some roots, as you can see right here if I zoom in. Inch plant roots are quite thin, and pothos roots are thicker, as you can see over here. These ones are much thicker. And then lastly, I do have this one more pothos propagation. This one I don't think has any roots yet because I did cut it recently. Here is my pothos. As you can see, her vine is on top of the shelf. Here she is. I got her from Walmart a bit ago, and I believe she's a golden pothos, but I could be mistaken because it did not tell me like on her tag. Okay, so that is this shelf. Now I'm going to move on and show you the other section. Here is the other section. This section is directly by my window. This is my window right here. I have a north-facing window, so some of my plants definitely could be getting more light. I definitely wouldn't be mad at more light, but they're definitely doing good so far. I also do have a couple propagations over here, but for the most part they are on the other shelf. I'm going to start with these 2 little hanging ones. So I live in an apartment, so I can't hang things on the wall, so I have these hanging on these little necklace hooks. I just wanted to add that I did make these macrame holders myself, so if you did want to make these, you can just look up a video. They're pretty easy to make. This one is a little tiny propagation of a pothos. This one's new, so it doesn't have any roots yet. This is my succulent. He's also hanging. I believe he's a crassula. He was on sale for at Walmart for only $2, so I got him. Then over here I have this little nightstand that I put in front of my window. This is like a tiny little table. Inside here I keep some things for my plants. And then over here is my desk, and I do have a plant on there as well. This is just my windowsill. A lot of them just sit on there. Right here is my Peru Monstera. This one is kind of new. He is also from Walmart. He's doing really well, except he has one yellow leaf. But he has some babies over here. Here's a baby. I also just made this sign recently to fill this space. And then I have this little wooden turtle. On this section over here, I do have some propagated pothos cuttings. These do have roots. I'm waiting to buy a nursery pot to put them in, and then I do have to find a cover pot. I probably have one, but I just need the nursery pots. Here are the roots on this one. I have one really long root right here, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and take this one out so you can see. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this one out so you can see the roots a little better. So here I have this root. This one is pretty long. There's my hand for comparison. It's not like insanely long, but for the time that I've had this cutting, it's pretty long. I think I've had this cutting for like 2 weeks, possibly 2.5. We'll put that back in. Oops. I have multiple cuttings in here. This one just has these small roots on it. We have one root right here, and then another one right there. And there is one more cutting in here. They kind of get tangled. Okay, this one has one small root. Well, oh wait, it has multiple. Okay, so there's one here, And then there's a longer one here. And then there's actually another one right there. That one's really tiny. But yeah, like I said, this one is the longest. But it is kind of surprising because, like, I feel like it didn't even take that long for that one to get that long. Like I said, I am going to pot him if I get nursery pots soon. And then I also do want to wait to let his roots get a little longer. But he is just sitting on this candle for height. And then the plant next to it is a red peperomia. A red edge peperomia. This is what he looks like. He has some new growth at the top. It has this really interesting texture on the babies. If it'll focus, there we go. Oh, there you can kind of see the texture. He is pretty new as well. So I got him in Colorado. We went to see a concert at Red Rocks. So I did have to fly home with him. But airport security does let plants through, so I just had to hold him the entire time. Obviously, he couldn't go in my luggage, so that was a bit of a pain, but it was worth it because I really like him. And, like, it's a fun story. Like, I brought a plant from a different state. So, yeah. This leaf, I don't know what's going on here. It's, like, bumpy. And then one at top, when I got him, it was damaged, as you can see there. But besides that, he seems to be doing pretty well. And I also made this pot. His nursery pot kind of like sticks out here, but I think it's fine. But yeah, that is where he lives. Moving on up back on my windowsill, I have these two plants right here. I call these my ice cream plants because they're both in old ice cream containers. They're still in their nursery pots, but I just use an old ice cream thing as a cover pot. So this one is a blue bunny ice cream thing. I believe this was super chunky cookie dough. Yeah, that's what it is called. And this one was a Ben & Jerry's milk and cookies ice cream. And then I don't really know what this one actually is because I got it from Walmart. Again, it was on sale, so I'm not sure what it is. It didn't say on the pot, so I don't know. And then this is an aloe vera. And then, as you can see, I got this little ice cream thing. It was supposed to be a keychain, but then it kept falling off my backpack, so I just put it by my ice cream plants. As you can see, this aloe vera is really small. It came with 3 of these in a pot, so I just took one out for my bedroom, and then the other 2 are potted together in my living room. Like I said, I don't know what this plant is, but if you have any guesses, please let me know in the comments. I don't know if that's supposed to like flower or something. It's like, I don't know, it was like that when I got it. And the edges of just like these leaves have like pink on them. Not all of the leaves have that, so yeah, again, I'm not sure. Then I do have this little sign over here. And then moving on, this is my desk right here. So I have one plant like actually on my desk. This is a money tree. I'll just move him over so you can see. He is in a nursery pot inside of this cover pot. I think all my plants are except propagations. This is his base. I find it really interesting. I love money trees and plants just with this kind of base. These do store water very well, so you do have to water these kinds of plants a lot less. They're very easy to overwater. Here are his leaves. He has, I believe, 6 babies. Here is what the babies look like on these plants. If you look closely, there are some smaller babies in here. There's a baby down there. But yeah, that is what he looks like. Their stems getting closer to leaves are very fragile, so you do have to be careful with that if you're like transporting them or something. And he is tied together so he doesn't fall over. They come like that, so. And some people do braid these roots, stems, or not roots, just like the base, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so that is my money tree. And like I said, he does just stay on my desk right here. He's kind of hitting the blinds cords, but right there. So yeah, that is the whole plant area by my window. And then here is my plant area on this shelf over here. This space does still get light from the window, but it's just not as much as if it were up close. And I do have propagations over here, so they do need a good amount of light, so I do have these grow lights, like I said. But yeah, that is it. If you have any idea what this plant is, please let me know, because I would really like to know. And yeah, that is it. So if you guys want more plant content, please subscribe, like, and comment if you have any questions or just have any like video suggestions. I do take those sometimes. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Bye guys.